to be, or I had to be so conscious about my driving. There was one day that I was driving and, I wasn't paying, I without realizing, obviously, right? Because driving here on Guam, sometimes it's jungle rules, but in the Philippines, it's legit jungle rules. So you have to be very aware and careful. I mean, you have to be careful everywhere, but I mean, if you've been to the Philippines, you know what I'm talking about. We were here back in January. I was driving, my husband was in the passenger seat, and you know how it is when partners are in the passenger seat and pretty much like holding on for dear life, being dramatic. He looks at me and he goes, "Babe, you know we're on Guam, right? Like, you don't have to worry about people kind of coming out of nowhere." So it was really nice coming from Mighty here to Pacific Place in Upper Tuman without traffic. So I will for sure miss that, aside from, the culture and our family and friends who are here. I will be hanging out with a good friend from high school. Being a mom, her being mom, that's one of the ways we continued to connect, is we would discuss hard conversations in our DMs, and we would send each other reels that resonate with us, because like many of us mothers, wherever you are, we not necessarily are trying to change things, but I want to say we are very conscious about how we are raising our littles. Just kidding. Is the mic connected? Are you connected, Michael? Just gonna learn how to hide stuff now.
Tell us about you. Tell us what you do too before we, get into our little chica.
Oh, okay. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, with some grinding on the side.
Hell yeah.
Because we want to contribute too, and I can't. Although I love my kids, thank God for stay-at-home moms, because I can't just do it 24/7. I have to do something to kind of keep me distracted, and just a little me time, yes. I should say. With a few places in Nevada where I would help them with certain things, like getting contracted with certain insurance companies for doulas and lactation consultants.
Wow.
So I'm really waiting and hoping that that's going to move here, because once I get a green light, I'm going to come back and do whatever I need to do with Miss Barb to get that happening.
And that's why you flew out recently, right?
Actually,
you did that.
No, I flew out here.
No, to I know you flew out to the States recently.
Oh yeah. So I flew out to the States recently to do doula work. It was a really nice experience. It's actually one of my best friends from high school. Yeah, Val. Do you remember Val? She's an attorney now. Yeah.
Oh, no
Yeah. So it was undercover in the beginning, but then they finally announced and posted it, I think, after he turned 1 month. And so, and that was the thing, being a doula from, lactation here, birth here, and then doula stuff over there. I kind of realized how I wish we knew how to treat each other, and how we support each other as friends, as new moms, because I witnessed a lot of different dynamics of a very supportive home and in a very non-supportive home, and a home where the mom doesn't do anything, or even like myself, where in my job I come in and make sure the mom doesn't do anything but recover and take care of baby, and I handle everything else. So when I went to visit Val, that's basically what I did. Although I love babies and I love how they smell, that was mom and dad and grandparents' time. So I did laundry, I cooked, light cleaning, let's see, and then I helped. Yeah. I do. So, and then whenever they felt overwhelmed or they have questions about baby, then I educate them too of, ways to help the baby.
Oh my God.
I know it's
I really love that.
and I wish we all had access to it. So backtrack to like last year when we had our son. It was, I had family there, but my community was really like the doula community. Mm-hmm. So I had like a meal train for 6 weeks. So my husband and I didn't cook for 6 weeks. People were either having it delivered or coming over. And it was so nice because, yes, they were, you know how it is, like, oh, I want to see the baby. They said that, but it was more so, what can we do to help? Like, do you have laundry? And then me not knowing how to ask for help, I was like, no, that's okay. But then deep down, I was like, my pile of laundry needs some help. But, just, accepting or acknowledging needing help was hard, but it was there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wish I spoke to you when I was a newborn mom.
I didn't even know a lot then either.
No kidding.
Yeah. I just learned a lot I want to say just 2 years. Yeah.
But you've been doing this for quite some time.
I have. And so things have shifted based on like the experiences I have with families of how do I step in without taking over, or how do I step in because I can see they're struggling but they don't want to acknowledge it. So it's more so like a quiet support. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's we need it, you know? And
definitely do.
like I said, I wish we were surrounded by it, because then we won't have to feel so lonely.
Yes, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
Although I had like my family around. My mom and dad were here for a couple of months before
Yeah.
they moved to the Philippines.
Yeah.
I had my husband, my mother-in-law was out in the Philippines. But it's like, you know, we're newborn parents, and you know, doing that all on our own, we were so clueless.
Yes.
Especially like when we were at the hospital and they were just like, oh, okay, here's your baby. This is
Yeah.
some formulas that you could give to the child if your milk supply is not coming yet. And then that was it.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything else.
Yeah.
Like how about the
Yeah,
burping?
yeah,
Do we have to wake them up?
Yeah.
When
It sounds
they're-
so simple now, these questions, right? But it's a big deal too.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to us, especially new parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Postpartum depression, I did not expect it to kick me in the butt like that. Yeah, just thinking about it, dude, it
Yeah.
still affects me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been like 7 years. Yeah.
That's
But
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you reach out for two
I didn't
friends?
reach out for anyone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mama. Oh my God, you are ready, girl.
From the Philippines, you know.
Dude, I didn't even know I was going through it because I was figuring myself out for like 8 months. I had to go back to work until one day I reached out to my sister because I started bawling out. Yeah, oh my God. I remember she used to drive us around like after high school. But yeah, like after 8 months, I was 8 months postpartum, and dude, I started crying so hard on my desk. And you know, I had to call my sister, because I didn't know what was going on with me. But prior to that, I used to just sit down alone because me and my husband would take turns. We didn't want to leave baby alone.
Yeah.
So we would, when he's done eating, he'll go to her in the room. So I'm alone in the dining table, and I'm eating, and I have crazy thoughts, you know, like not hurting myself, not hurting anyone. I want us to be pretty raw because I feel like if we share that side, it would, you know, it'll
resonate
with
somebody
others. They'll be like, oh my God, it wasn't just me. You know, like I'm not special. This is not this is a common thing that we're going through.
Right.
Yeah.
But it still felt like, again, back to the word, like you felt like you were by yourself.
Yeah. Although we had the support from our husbands and all that, they were there, but it was just, I can't even put it to words. Like whatever we felt like in our heart, our mind, the pain down there, our yeah, like the pressure of trying to build our supply. Oh my God, I had the pressure from my mom, from my husband at the time. I'm not trying to like put them down or anything.
Yeah, of course. But they didn't know
yeah.
either. They try to support the way they know best.
Right.
So, for example, they like support is a big deal. And sometimes I have some clients who are like, well, you know, if you're having a hard time, then why don't you just do this?
Right.
Right? Or let's say formula fee. Like, if you're having a hard time, just give the baby a bottle. But then some mothers are like, well, I don't want to do that. Can you help me in a way so I can succeed in this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I come to, and I felt a lot of anger on, you know, those who helped me with the older two.
Really?
Because there was like a lot of, what is it? Like unsolicited advice, I should say. So that was hard for me, and so I just helped her. Like I needed you to support me, but you didn't support me in the way that I needed.
Yes.
So that was something that I've come to realize now is they were supporting me in the way they knew best, and it was just what I didn't expect. But at the same token, did they even ask?
Right.
Like, can you help me in this specific way? So it's wild.
I totally get it. My thoughts.
Yeah.
I guess the worst one was when I couldn't handle my emotions. I was super overstimulated. She kept crying. My husband went back to work. She was also a colic baby. And there are times when we couldn't stop her from crying.
Yeah.
So there are times when I just had to leave her on the bed. She wasn't rolling over yet. I had to step out.
Yes.
Yeah. Because there are times when I would think of hurting her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think of ending anything. I just thought of hurting her, and I hated myself for that. But I couldn't open up to anyone about it. That's why I was like,
you were embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I felt a lot. Of course, after having 4 kids. But this was the first time I felt something called, and I had to find out later because I even asked my husband, I was like, what is this feeling? I'm so angry.
Yeah.
So I had postpartum rage. Somebody who's as calm and as looks like I'm centered.
Yeah.
I had postpartum rage. I would, it's even hard to say it. Like, I would say, I don't like this baby, and it wasn't like, I wouldn't even name him. I would just say this baby, or take him away from me, type of thing. I would be so angry because I don't know, like, was I overstepped? And I'm still trying to figure it out until now. But also I have a lot of guilt over it because it's just recent, right? I hold so much anger. Rage meaning like I would be punching a pillow, or
really?
I sometimes I scream. Like, I
That's
wouldn't say
needed,
sometimes. I screamed a lot, more than I ever needed to. So I would go into another room, I'd scream and cry at the same time, but I tried to kind of step back sometimes and be like, why are you so angry? And until now, I still don't know why.
You still feel it till this day?
No.
Okay.
So I realized that, I don't know, it was something correlated to breastfeeding. And somebody who's a consultant, I've seen it. I've seen that disconnect between mom and baby. And I felt bad about it, but I never could connect with it. I mean, that's how I support best, is I've experienced it myself. I've seen somebody experience it, so I can kind of talk us through what's going on, and not necessarily to fix it, but to try to kind of cope with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, the anger that I had and the resentment towards like everybody around me too was tough, and even towards myself. So, was I feeling alone more because it was my first child, not my mom? I don't know, was just the dynamics different? Was
Probably
everything coming in to where like I wish I had this type of support that this family does, so
Oh my gosh, I get that too. I feel that way too. Like I envy a lot of newborn moms that have a lot of family to help them and stuff, but in the end of the day, like it was like what do you call it, like a blessing in disguise for us, because now we, in the end of the day, we could say that was all us, without the help of anyone. We still had some help from family when they'll come, like, do you need a break and stuff like that, but day and night, mostly on a daily, it's me and my husband just juggling and figuring it out as we go, because like we're learning, we're just learning everything. We're adjusting to the new life, because like the life we had before having a child is like, that's gone already.
We have to adjust, and we have to just transition is a good word. But I really like how you shared that you and your husband were taking turns. Like, I thought, I mean, we have 4 kids now, but I thought all this time before moving to Vegas is that it's a team. We have to be a team, but sometimes teamwork also means giving each other their own time.
Yes.
And so that's one of the things I started preaching about, and we finally did it this time around. If my husband clearly sees I needed a break, he would take the baby, even if I would say, no, it's okay. Yeah. I mean, why was my mouth saying that?
Right,
obviously,
right.
I'm not okay,
Long
right?
go.
Yes. And so the other way around, if I feel like, okay, well, he's tired, he needs a break, we do that.
I love that.
And that worked so much, but we've never done that before. Like, it was always us kind of codependent on each other, and we have to do it. So we were both tired at the same time, and then we were both kind of like upset, and it was just, easy for us to be upset at each other.
Oh.
So again, when I kind of see that this trend of parents doing it, I was like, let's try.
Right.
I don't know which shift we're going to do, but we're going to do it, and we miss each other a lot. It's weird that we're right here, we're always together, but we miss each other, but it was because we needed to do that for each other.
Yes.
And we knew it was temporary. So then, again, serving clients and like hearing hearing things like, what can I do to help? And so we had that discussion. How do you feel about shifts, right? It can't all be, even if we, as like mothers, there's this idea that we can do, we can take everything, we can, but to what end? Like, how's that going to affect us? Right? I think shifts are it's a necessity.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Man, I love what you're doing right now.
I do. I love it too.
I love it so much. I still have a question.
Yeah.
What we did with Ria before, we learned all of this online.
Okay.
We were like, how do we feed her while she's sleeping to prevent her from crying? Do
Yeah.
we just wait till it's time for her to like cry for the bottle, or
Yeah.
do we just wake her up every
Yeah.
4 hours? What was the best thing to do? Because honestly, we're just so
Okay,
confused.
so there's no direct answer to that because it really depends on baby's growth too. So if baby is struggling with growth, meaning like gaining weight, then we have to wake up often. But if, let's say, for example, baby's gaining weight well, they're sleeping, they're waking up in their own time, then we kind of do that. So that's one of the things I learned, and it's funny you asked that question because I was interviewed Saturday by 3 nursing students for their practicum. It was about breastfeeding.
Okay.
And it was impromptu.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
in my
Yeah,
head I was
yeah.
like, I wish you could have, because now I'm like saying bad words and you have a lot to cut kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we have our textbook ways of learning things, which I did. And then we have to where you get exposed to the different scenarios and then you work with that. Right? So in that sense, like, it's so easy for us to focus on one thing. My baby's crying, there's something wrong, but then we're kind of needing to step back and look at assess like everything around us. Like, how's my energy? Right? Am I frustrated with my baby? Is my baby receiving this energy?
Right.
Do we all need to like take a second
Right.
and then step back and then just kind of pop in again and help our baby out? Is baby like kicking, a lot? Why is my baby kicking? It's not necessarily hunger, right? So again, like, these are things that we're not taught, but can be easy for us to kind of take a look at. So like babies who are kicking so often and grunting often, they have a stomach issue.
Okay.
So if we keep feeding and their stomach is hurting, because in our mind it's like, oh, baby is clearly hungry, let's feed baby more.
Yeah.
Then we might be pushing down gas or just
Yes.
contributing to more gas.
Yeah.
Or if baby is like has a lot of acid reflux or colicky and they kind of spit up a lot. What if there was air that needed to come out of their
Right.
chest and we were just feeding them and pushing the air down? So I didn't know this with my first 3.
Really?
And I just kind of learned because as a parent, you're trying to like rush everything, right? Everything feels like an emergency, so we need to address it right away. Whereas like myself as a professional, I step back and I look at mom, like, how does she feel? What kind of energy is she, exposing today? What does that look like? Sometimes even the dog's in the house.
Oh, really?
And so, and then the baby.
Yeah.
In the beginning when I was doing this, I would be sitting there and observing, and I felt crazy. But at the same time, it's like, it's more me paying attention to what the baby's doing. No rush, because it's not an emergency, but just trying to figure things out. And kind of going back to what you said, when Ria was crying a lot, and you guys tried everything.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. Like, this is my job, but for whatever reason, I didn't know how to help my own child, So we have to go through all the different things we know to do best. But at the end of it, if we just really can't, we just hold our baby and we cry with them. Because it's built up and there's a lot of guilt of, I don't know how to address my own baby's needs. Like, what am I doing, right? Am I a bad mom for not being able to help my own kid?
So it still affects me.
Yeah, it does, and it does.
Yeah.
And see, these are the conversations I always have when I come to a house and I visit them. So if, let's say, somebody's like, I need help with breastfeeding.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was always breastfeeding right away, but then it turned into, if I leave this house today, will this mother succeed in breastfeeding, or is there something else that we need to address?
Yeah.
Like, have you eaten?
Right.
If this mom hasn't eaten for days or if they haven't slept, it's not deep down, it's not a right time for me to teach you how to breastfeed.
Yeah.
It's better if we just talk about what's happening, what are you going through, and how we can make postpartum. And I mean, of course, we're going to address feeding,
Right.
but how can we take care of you first? Because you're literally, your body is a factory trying to make all this milk, and if you're not sleeping, if you're not eating, you're just driving yourself crazy, overboard, I should say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Edna, you are so needed around the world.
Thank you. I know, and it was a blessing for me to leave and to learn.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot to say, I have a lot to teach, and I have a lot of love to give.
Yes.
So that's why it wasn't even an intention to have a gathering.
Oh, really?
I came back and I was like, I need this.
Yeah.
Was
it hard to make friends?
I feel like it's more me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very set in my ways, and I have trust, issues. Like, if I know I click with people, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't need that. But then also that keeps me from hanging out when I need to go out.
That's true.
So that's hard.
It's okay because our focus now are the kids, and I know you're taking care of your dad
yes,
too, right?
Yeah. Like we thought we were gonna lose him that time. That was the third time he went to the hospital. And when I called, he was not even looking at the camera. He was like looking up. He had an oxygen mask. His lips were purple. He just wasn't talking the way he was talking, and I really thought that was it. So that's why my husband and I had a conversation. There was no plans whatsoever. It was just, this is happening. We're gonna go.
Okay.
What do you mean we're gonna go? I don't know if we're gonna come back or at all. Like, we're just gonna go and figure things out.
Yeah.
So we were in the Philippines within that week. He fought to discharge himself, and so the day we came, my dad was home, and it was nice from there. So like every day, he gets sick often. He's stubborn, but
that's all men in our lives.
Yeah, but he's there. He's doing great. He's still kicking at 82, and I love seeing him laugh.
Yeah.
Around the kids, and they keep him young. And he's not supposed to carry our son because he's like 30. No, he's not 30 pounds. But he's heavy.
Yeah.
He's still like, come here, my boy. Tries to carry him, but it's the joy of doing that.
Right. I love how you made that decision and all that. And dude, I think you guys showing up for him, being there for him, it's like I think that's the one that gave him strength too.
Yes, I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Continue.
Like, usually, if it's things like that, if I'm doing things for him, he's like, no, what are you doing? Like, don't worry about it. He didn't say anything this time around. When we said we were coming, he didn't even try to stop us. So I feel like he knew it was kind of needed. It was just perfect timing. Yeah. I mean,
awesome.
I still get in trouble because sometimes I guess I throw food that is a week old, but apparently is still okay to eat.
I didn't know that's okay to eat.
So Mama's Corner was born after COVID, right?
Yes.
So after COVID, but you're also like, okay, so within our conversation today, there's a lot that kind of hit you and touched you.
Yeah.
And so during COVID time, that was, Ria was like 2, 3?
Yes.
So you were still in the thick of a lot of things. Yeah. What was that big moment to where you're like, okay, I'm a mom now. I probably need to get away from my 9-to-5 job.
Right. Well, then we lost our jobs.
Okay.
So we were in the tourism industry, me and
Okay.
Randy. And then from there, we were just like, we were so concerned. We didn't know tomorrow. We didn't know what would happen in the future, you know? So we were jobless for a good year.
Yeah.
But again, it was a blessing in disguise because it's like, when it happened, Ria was still 1, and we were just, at home, spending time with her, waking up, having family days. We were just at home. We couldn't leave the house. We couldn't leave the house at the time. And then a lot of time together, and I really enjoyed that. And from there, we were like, man, we need to make money. I forgot what kind of funding we received at the time. During that time, we were like trying to figure out like, we need to make some cash because we have bills to pay for too.
Yeah.
So I was making masks. I was sewing masks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then Randy got into 3D printing. And then so Christmas time, he started making ornaments, and that's how we got into 3D.
Yeah.
With the mask, the feeling I got with like making those, I was like, man, I think we could do this. But I know that a few years from now, no one's gonna need cloth masks.
Yeah.
Like, what can we think of? Yeah. What can we do? What other products can we provide that's similar to this, and it allows us to just make money from home? So just a lot of trial and errors. It was nearing Ria's 2nd birthday, and I was like, man, I need shirts. I need a themed shirt for her birthday because it was going to be a drive-through birthday at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So, but Randy's own was Big Papa. Mine was nakalimutan ko na. But anyways, it was like a gangster theme, and then I paid, it was like around $27 per shirt, and that's excluding shipping, and I got it through Etsy, and I received them in less than 2 weeks. And then later it hit me after her birthday. I was like, man, we could do that too. That's how it all that's how it started. Like, from there, I didn't even know how to make shirts, and Darlene wanted a birthday shirt for her daughter, and I was like, let me do it. I didn't know how to work the machine at the time. It was the Cricut machine, and then from there, lots of trial and error.
Yes.
And then I got used to it. And then I started doing designs. I didn't even want to tell anyone about the Instagram. So I made Mama's Corner Instagram a private page. And I didn't tell Randy because he's so tired of seeing all the many Instagrams that I have. He's like, oh my gosh, like you can even keep up with all of those.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just didn't want anyone influencing like my choices, my decisions when it comes to like doing stuff I like.
Yeah.
So I just did it quietly until I started. Until I decided I'm gonna make this a shirt thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this like a mom thing, and see where it goes. And I thought it was just gonna be shirts only.
Yeah.
Eventually, we expanded. We ended up bringing in or creating like a variety of products too. So I'm just like, until now, I still don't know where it's gonna go, but
I think we ever. And 2021, when I left, I was teaching.
Yeah.
And when I made the announcement to my students, they're like, "You're not gonna teach anymore." I was like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
So, my parents were confused too. They're like, "What are you pursuing? Like birth work? What is that?" Right?
Yeah.
Of course, now they understand because of all the stories that I've shared and I've told them. That's what I want to say is that we're encouraged, if not forced, to go to school, some sort of schooling to get a certificate or things like that. And those are great for backups.
Yeah.
But I feel like experience is great, just as great.
Right.
But who knows if we're going to do that forever, right? I mean, thankfully, I could have teaching as my backbone in case all else fails.
Yes.
But I still use those skills with me. So for you, you're sales, right? Business.
Right. Yes.
You use that to your advantage in your business. You know what to do, what you want to do, and what you don't want to do, type of thing. But I feel like we're always evolving, not just as humans and as mothers, but like for us. So, I mean, I feel like I've evolved so much, going from like vitamin world to teaching, and then teaching the birthing stuff, and then I also did shirts and stuff in between because I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't make money all the time. What is something like probably what you guys had discussed? What's something else that I can do so it could also kind of make some sort of money? So
that's right.
in the business realm, it's the trending. I don't mean it. I'm just kind of assuming based off of my kids. Like, Mommy, look, I saw this on TikTok. It's like, okay, well, trending stuff. So we're always going to be evolving and changing. But I feel like what doesn't change is our passion toward, even if, that changes. It's like this, if this is our passion, we're going to go 100% in it.
Yeah, that's right.
And doing what she does, both cameras, is hard. It's like at first it was more of a hobby, and then after sometimes it was like, shoot, I have to make 5, even just 5. It's like, I have to make 5 of these shirts.
It gets tiring.
It does. You have to think about from beginning to end, and then after that I was like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A lot. There's the accounting part, there's the photography part, there's the inventory, there's the marketing.
Correct.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Pushing it out to make sure you're reaching out the right target audience and all that. There's a lot.
So if you were talking to yourself as in that moment of,
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
you're this version of yourself, like you go back in time to where you were sitting maybe with Randy or by yourself, and you're trying to figure out, like, what am I going to do with my life? So between that COVID of corporate, I'm going to lose my job, to we're going to open up a business.
Right.
What would you tell yourself?
I would probably tell myself to save a lot of money, because honestly, getting into this, I did not save for like a good amount to, like, just for those rainy days.
Yeah.
And so save money. And honestly, man, I'm probably grateful for what I went through already.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like all the ups and downs got us to where we are today, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I
I like that answer.
Yeah.
It shapes us, and there's things we celebrate, but then there are other things we don't, but we learn from. And saving.
Yes.
We were not raised to know how to save.
Yeah. How about you?
If I were to go back in,
How about going back to your senior year in high school?
Ooh.
It's almost graduation day, and you have to figure out, are you going to go to college and all that, or would you just get a job and work, use your experience to like, you know, like further how do you say it, like grow into your career or something like that?
So the first thing that pops up in my head is you keep your spark, meaning you don't have to change to evolve into something. I mean, the changes are going to be for you, but not for anybody else. That's one of the things is I felt like I had to adapt or change the way I do things just so that I could succeed in something. But then it came full circle when I realized I don't have to be anybody else but myself. That's really what it was. And you know, I thought I had to be this professional because I have a name now. But eventually, I started like, and my husband still doesn't like it. Like sometimes I cuss during my appointments, but sometimes you need to get this. You know, like we're gonna lose our shit sometimes. Or, you know, like nobody ever fucking told, like things like that. Like just to dramatize what I'm trying to put across. But I realized that I was who I need to be all along. But it's more so the people around me that I needed to either just create a boundary or leave or step away from.
Yes.
Not know. I watched something, and it was like about this mom. It's like a Lifetime thing. I don't remember, but it was a good movie. But what I got from it was, just because you have children, you don't have to lose your fun. Like you don't have to be that that responsible person, but you don't have to overly take that role and then lose the fun part of yourself. Because then while I was watching that movie, I was like, I used to be fun, and then I freaking cried about it. I was like, so I talked to myself. I was like, so then what happened? Like why do you feel like you're not fun anymore? And I'm still trying to find the answer to that.
I think it's us being at this age already, being moms, we have to be an example towards our kids.
Okay.
But at the same time, I go crazy at home.
Good.
Like how you see me doing my little comedies online. I'm still that person. Honestly, it's for my sanity though. Yeah. You know us, we like to laugh. Comedy is my light. It's our light, dude. It's medicine for me. Yeah. Laughter is medicine for me. Like if I'm just gonna sit there and you know, be normal, like it's not
dull.
Who I was before.
See, that's what I'm saying. I stopped. I really can't put my finger on it. And maybe it was that I want to be this good example to my kids. So I had to kind of slowly let loose, which I think was also by force because I wasn't as busy anymore. So I had like a lot of time. I had a lot of time to mess around and to nag. But I also had to call myself out on it. And I had to, there's one thing, I don't know if you saw it, I have to remind myself it's not an emergency. You don't have to do it right now. Your kids or your family is sitting down spending time with each other. The dishes can wait. Go sit down with them. I was like, but can you imagine? Our oldest one's 14. So for 14 years as a mother, I was so used to being up, and I felt like that's what I needed to feel worthy, to feel like I've accomplished something, is to keep the house clean and to feed my family and all the things. But then I lost the part where sitting down and doing nothing and just listening to them is still something, you know, that still counts. Yeah, I'm mad at myself over that.
Could also be
time. No, just kidding.
No, you're exactly where you need to be, girl. I mean, you guys are gonna get it back too, you know? The kids, time goes by fast. The kids, next thing you know, blink of the eye, they're gonna be like what? In their 20s. They're not really gonna need us anymore. But they'll always need their parents.
Yes.
But you know,
and I will always tell them that, like, we're always gonna be here for you.
Yeah.
I thought about that too.
That makes me cry thinking about that. I told Brianna, like, wherever you go, I'm gonna be there. For real. No boyfriend.
I used to tell my kids that. Nah. But I'm like, you know, it's okay for you guys to stay with us.
No, really.
But I would really like, I definitely want them to experience life, but also want them to know that we're gonna be where we were, you know, anytime you need us. But then I know that I would want the kids to adventure out because we didn't have that opportunity because we couldn't, right? We just started adventuring and doing all these things now because we finally have the ability to do it. But it's like we're traveling so much and we're just doing so many activities because we know that the time is coming. You know, there's going to be a point where projects are going to take over, or maybe they have jobs, or maybe they choose to go to college in Manila or in another country, and we're not going to, like, it's just going to be quiet and
oh my gosh, so I cannot I'm not looking forward to that.
I know. So we're in the same. Like our youngest girl is gonna turn 7, but she's already such a grown up now.
That generation is different.
Yeah.
They're like old ladies.
They will tell you how it is.
Yes, they're sassy.
Which is good though, because I feel like at first I was kind of against it, but then eventually I figured, nobody's gonna take advantage of this kid.
Yeah.
She's gonna speak her mind, but also stick true to it.
Right.
And also respect what other people says without being like, okay, well, I disagree with that, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna hate, like, you're my enemy type of thing.
Me and my husband had this conversation when we were in Japan. We sat down. It was like, I think 6 or 5 in the morning. We were sitting at the edge of the bed, and we were like, man, time is too fast. Our time is gonna be up eventually. Like, we only have like less than 40 years. Who knows? Because the life expectancy, it's like
lower now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I pray we could reach up to 100.
Yeah.
But so he was like, when you think about it, like, how many more years do we have? And it makes me sad. I'm like, why are you talking about that? We're supposed to have like a fun time out here. It's vacation. I don't want to be depressed. And he was like, no, but it's reality.
Yeah.